On our last episode, we dove into the topic of keeping up your business momentum in the summer. And there's one aspect of summertime that can really, really mess with the best of momentum plans, and that's house guests. Especially when you work from home and they're on vacation, and they don't quite seem to understand that you're not. Hello, I'm Nafissa Shireen, and welcome to Living Forward TV, where we're committed to helping you build a thriving business you absolutely love all around your personal freedom. Each week, I bring you actionable content as well as a free resource that you can download and use in your business so that you can get results faster. And this week, I'm giving you the Entrepreneur's Summer Time Houseguest Survival Guide. Well, you can use it anytime you have house guests, but it just seems to me that summer seems to be the time that so many entrepreneurs have house guests, and especially like me, if you live near the water, that's when they all show up. Now, one of the best parts about building a business around your personal freedom is that you get to choose. And when you have visiting family, you can schedule your business around fun activities and really enjoy your visitors and enjoy yourself. But if you're not taking vacation when they come, it can be a bit of a stress to keep on track and keep up with your business momentum when you're straddling that line between awesome host and profitable business owner. And I've seen this come up every single year with my clients. And believe me, I understand personally. We've had our fair share of house guests. We do every summer. And as entrepreneurs that work from home, routines are challenging enough on their own to keep up. And then when you add in all the chaos of house guests, I find routines can just get thrown right out the window. Are you feeling me here? Because I totally understand where you're coming from. After all, even the easiest and the most helpful house guests, there's still more mouths to feed, dishes to wash, people to entertain, bathrooms to clean, you name it. And you can't really underestimate how you're affected by the extra and different energy flowing through the home. Whereas when you're on your own, you may normally just retire after dinner with a good book to unwind and recharge for the next day. You now have people around you. And of course, as the guests are on vacation and they love you, they want to spend time with you, both in the daytime and after dinner. And it can be so easy simply due to overwhelm, to let your goals slip or not get things done and think, I'll do it tomorrow or after they go. And during the time you have guests, you want to only focus on immediate client needs, and then you put off business development activities such as marketing projects or networking or other business building activities because they're not urgent and there isn't someone right in front of you needing you. So you figure, well, that can wait. However, your business building activities are what build your momentum, and a break in momentum almost always results in a break in income. We talked about this in our last episode, how important it is to keep your momentum up. Now, it's not going to result in that break right away because in front of you there's clients, but it will hit you a few months later. And then what happens if you have more than one set of house guests over the summer, or if you have guests that stay for an extended period? Or what if your home office needs to be turned into a guest bedroom? What do you do? After all, you don't want to be rude. You do want to spend time with them, but you're not on vacation and you want to build your business. But everyone's all looking at you as if to say, oh, come on, nobody's making you work. You can join us. Now, the first thing is you need to have some compassion for your guests and for yourself. It's not that your friends and family don't respect your business obligations. However, for those who have a job and work out of the home in an office, they may just not understand why you can't adapt your schedule so easy when there's no boss or client to answer to. And here's the thing, customs and social graces mean that if someone has to leave for the day to go to an office, that's acceptable. And those same customs say that it's rude to go lock yourself in a room and close the door when there's people in the home. And so the expectation that you don't work may not only be coming from your guests, it also may be coming from you because you're feeling guilty. And so you need to be really honest with yourself and your guests. If you put off what's most important to you and do things out of obligation that you neither have the time nor desire to do, you're making a decision that your guests' needs are more important than yours. And that's not fair to anyone, not to you or not to your guests. I mean, you're just going to be crabby if you do that. Healthy and loving boundaries are crucial to any relationship, and they're needed when you have house guests, especially if your home is your place of business, because now they're not just house guests, they're by default business guests too. Now, I know it sounds really simple to say, set up boundaries. And I understand more than anyone how that can feel or be interpreted as rude or inhospitable. But when done with purpose and intention, it's actually quite easy. So here are my best tips, and hopefully they can inspire you as well. And it's all in this week's handout as well. So make sure you download it because it'll really help you. The number one tip I have, number one, is to shift your mindset. The biggest shift I can recommend is your mindset about you and your business. Remember, if you work from home, your home is your work. Give yourself the same respect you'd give to an outside employer and respect your business hours. And if you approach your business like a business, this will show up in your body language, your energy, and your guests will receive it, and they'll understand it, and they will support it. And here's a little bit of tough love for you. The only way your guests, or anyone for that matter, can treat your business like it's not a real job is if you treat it like it's not a real job. So it starts with you. Number two, communication is key. It's really not fair to expect your guests to just know what you have going on. Before they ever arrive, when they first make the request to stay with you, talk to them and tell them how important your business is to you, and let them know that while they're vacationing, you're not at this time. Engage them and let them know your schedule and when and what days, if any, you'll be available to take off and be with them. You need to let them know what works and what doesn't work. Now, if the time they want to come just doesn't work, they may choose not to visit during that time. Or if they're okay with you not being available, when they visit, they're going to be fully aware of what to expect from you, and there'll be no hard feelings or that, ickiness because you're not available. Tip number three, time boundaries. This piggybacks onto communication. Ultimately, if people are in your home, you're going to want to spend time with them, right? We're human. We love our friends and family. So let them know your office hours and decide in advance when you're off duty and on duty. Now, those off-duty hours are really important. It could be a day, it could be some time in the day. Let your guests know when that is and then stick with it. And during that time, be 100% present. Put away the phone. No email, no social media. Don't look at your project management notifications. Nothing. Focus on your guest and enjoy their company and enjoy yourself. And here's an important tip number four. Don't be afraid to say no. A few years ago, we had what I call now the summer from hell, as we had guests pretty much from the May holiday weekend right through to Labor Day. There were a couple of times where we didn't even have 24 hours between one set of guests leaving and a new one arriving. And at the time, I just didn't have the heart to tell anyone no. And I paid for it dearly in energy, in my business. And I'm going to tell you, I probably was not the most gracious host that year because I was grumpy. Now, that's not fair to anybody. So if someone wants to visit and it truly doesn't work for you, simply tell them those dates don't work. You can do that. It's okay. It's your home and it's your prerogative. And it will feel horrible the first time you do it. I promise you. But it's actually not that hard. It's the kindest and fairest thing you can do for them and for yourself. Tip number 5, ask your guests to pitch in. It's okay to ask your guests to take care of themselves. Your home isn't a hotel, and you can expect people staying in your home to do their own dishes, make their own beds, and pitch in with the cooking. If they want restaurant service, then they can go out for an occasional meal or two while they're there. Tip number 6, don't move your removables. If you have personal goals and objectives and routines, such as a morning mindfulness routine or exercise, for me, it's daily time with my horse, we all have what's important to us. Don't pitch them aside to accommodate house guests. It's one thing to reschedule a one-off appointment for something you really, really want to do with them, but if you have to completely rearrange and change your schedule, both personally and professionally, to make someone else's vacation better, you'll only end up resentful, and that's going to affect your energy and how you show up with them, and you won't enjoy your guests. Tip number 7, this is really important. Have solid business systems. Let's face it, even with all the best planning, great boundaries, and respectful house guests, it's still an interruption to your schedule and flow and routine. And as entrepreneurs, it's just good business to be prepared for any contingency, whether it's an onslaught of house guests or an unexpected life event. Having solid systems in place in your business all year round and a team that you can count on are crucial to keeping you going and providing you that extra support and picking up that inevitable slack that happens. I've written a couple of articles about setting up your business to survive when you aren't available and when life gets hectic, and I will make sure to include those links in the show notes below. So these are my best tips about how to survive house guests and how to enjoy it. And as I said, they're all outlined in our handout this week, with a few more insights and tips on how you can implement them. You know, the thing in conclusion is house guests can be just as rewarding as it is stressful. And as the owner of your business and the owner of your home, unless you've made the upfront decision to take a vacation with them when they visit, which is fantastic, and if you do that, make it a real vacation. But if you haven't made that decision, it's really up to you to set the boundaries, and it's okay to expect them to be respected. I completely understand that it can feel uncomfortable. Somehow it seems easier to blame the boss that you can't take a day off or to have a client appointment than it is to go into your home office when there are people in the home and then close the door and focus on what you need to do to build your business. But the only person that you're accountable right now is you. And if you don't take that time to be accountable to yourself, well, then you're going to pay the results of it later on in your business. So it's a kindness to yourself and to your guests to set up the boundaries and let them know what's going to happen, because that's the key to keep your business flowing and the cash flow growing and your relationship solid. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with someone who you know needs it and who's about to get an onslaught of visitors this summer. And it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you found most helpful about today's episode, and I'll come back and answer them. And if you need more help or have more questions, then I invite you to join me live on After the Episode. That's where I come to you each week in my free Living Forward Facebook community. Simply head on over to livingforwardcommunity.com, click the Join Now button, and I'll see you on the inside.